Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to City Skylines. Gonna open up this episode with some scenic shots of the city. The time might be going by a bit too fast to be realistic here, but that's my fault. I messed up with the time warp mod. But in the last episode, I did talk about making a turbine interchange heading into the downtown area, and I went ahead and did that off camera. It took quite a while to make, actually. It got demolished around like two and a half times, I'd say. Two and a half. But moving on from that, in this episode, we are going to be taking on the task of constructing a shopping center. Not just one shopping center, but actually two shopping centers. Rival shopping centers, if you want to say it that way. They'd probably just sell different products. One of them has like a Panera bread, the other one doesn't, so there's a reason for the two shopping centers. But if I don't get sidetracked, right now I'm just mapping out where to put the parking lots. I decided to do custom parking lots instead of just putting in the pre-made ones, because just custom parking lot for this shopping center has a lot of, as you can see, these curb props in it. So it's not so concrete. It has green and I guess liveliness to it. And I can also fill it in with the car props that I have, which look just a lot better than the vanilla game cars, which aren't, bright blue and pink. More realistic, just like, reds, grays, whites, it's things you'd see every day. But I also went ahead and for the roadways connecting between each of the parking lots, I should just say right then and there, I use roads. It's just not surface painter. And that's because the shopping center itself is made with ploppable Rico. So there needs to be access to all the jobs that are here. And they're low-level commercials, so they're mainly just for the the lower class, middle class neighborhood. I went ahead and expanded a lot of the downtown area and made some more like suburbs and whatnot that would hold those middle class people. So it's actually right on the other side of the highway that this is getting built. So I thought it fit in quite nicely. But enough of talking about that. This shopping center that I have, one peeve that I had while making it was the lack of any inside corners. It was strictly outside corners, and I can completely understand why it would just be strictly outside corners, but the lack of having any inside corners made me have to duplicate some buildings. So I only duplicated one. I think there's two Goodwills in this plaza, but aside from that, it ended up turning out okay in the end. I just put a bank on the side, and the bank turns out really nice. It really fits the scene quite nicely. Just adding in some bushes and whatnot to those planters between all the parking lots, and custom lighting as well, again with the orange lighting. I still haven't looked up the proper naming for it. They're LPS streetlights. I don't know what LPS stands for, if that's a real thing or not. But like I said, putting in all these curb props. There's the bank, and I decided to put that curb in to separate the bank entrance from the road that would be traveled on to get into the plaza. And I also went ahead and started to use the road lane arrows. I had never ever used them. I didn't even consider using them. I just thought it's such a minute detail. It's just gonna get like, you're not really gonna see it unless you get up and close. But I decided to put them in, and well, I'll just say I was wrong. They actually make the scene look quite nice, quite official, if you want to say it. over here we're putting in a, I believe it's a Church's Chicken. Yeah, Church's Chicken. And right now I'm putting in a drive-through. Again, I had never done this before. This is really the first, like, I guess, low, I don't want to say low class, low density. I'll go with that because that is technically what it is. This is the first low density ploppable Rico thing that I've ever really done. All the other ploppable Rico that I had done was for the downtown area, which, as you know, is nothing but high-level skyscrapers. So this was a change, and by doing that, I just thought that, what was I even talking about? I just talked so much that I just completely forgot. I was just droning on and on. Well, I apologize for that. I honestly cannot remember what I was talking about. But I'm sure I had made my point. I'm sure you could piece together what I was trying to say. Again, just putting down some more, what are they called? Decals. These decals really, again, make the scene look better. Jeez, I'm just blanking out right now. They make the scene look better. It's not all concrete. And that's a thing that I actually really dislike about some of the assets that you get on the Steam Workshop, is that they don't have a lot of, I guess, details put on them. But then again, I guess they don't have details for a reason. I mean, if they were to be covered with assets to look better, you would just have to download and subscribe to more assets in order to just get that one building. So I guess my logic isn't quite that sound. It also would limit the customization that one could get by doing of course, by having a blank concrete ground texture. So moving on from that, again, right now I'm just adding some more decorations, putting in some white fencing because, of course, as you can see right now, lining the entire roadway and the avenue with some trees. And it just really, again, it goes from being this really concrete, really commercialized area to being more, I guess, friendly to having a neighborhood built around it. And this is very reminiscent of a shopping plaza that's nearby to where I live, actually. You can see me putting down the custom cars that I was talking about before. But this is actually reminiscent to a shopping plaza nearby to me, and that's where I got the inspiration for it. The gas station, the curb props with the trees and the bushes on them. And I just thought that this plaza, the second plaza that I make in this video, I might go back and fix up because I think I left it a bit unfinished. You can see the downtown that I've expanded so far. It was just mainly zoning and maybe a few other buildings that I plopped down. But like I was saying before, this plaza is my favorite of the two plazas that get built. I think I just put more time and care into this one than I did with the other one. Again, probably because this one is reminiscent of one that I actually go to. So I guess, had more inspiration to get this one done and make it look more realistic than this next one that I'm building, which is actually being built right now. So, starting this one off, this one does not have the tree border that goes around it. This plaza borders with an IKEA and a Walmart, and the parking spaces that I put in here, they really only cover for the plaza. They don't really apply for the Walmart, which again, that's probably subject to change because, you know, Walmarts usually have, you know, very large parking spaces for obvious reasons. So yeah, the parking spaces over here, they don't really get as much detail, as much care, I could say, as the other plaza did. This one is strictly concrete, lights, and the curb props. I don't think they even, they don't get any trees to put on them. The curb props stay as grass, and of course the concrete, and so that's probably why I don't like this plaza as much. But aside from that, moving on, putting in Kohl's. I don't really think that Kohl's is themed. I might be wrong to fit this plaza. I mean, it kind of looks like it is. It's got bricks and kind of like a light stone texture to it. So I thought it worked out in the end. The only problem is the roof is a bit discolored. But just putting in some more truck props and whatnot. I don't think I went decal crazy with this whole build, unlike I might do in an industrial area and make it really gritty. But I did go ahead and try to make it more realistic, or at least as best to what I could go off of. And I'm not basing this off of like a Google Maps image or anything. I'm basing this solely off of my creation, what I think it should look like, and realism that I've really seen myself. I'm not really like looking at reference images. I kind of just like, I guess you could say I wing it when I make these things. But I think they turn out nice in the end. As you can see there, I was trying to possibly put down some trees along there, but it didn't look right in my preference, so I decided against it. And something I decided to do for the first time was add this lighter light, not the orange lights, to the parking areas, and it really, I guess, looks nice as well. Walmart's, they actually have those white lights rather than the orange lights that other plazas would probably have. So again, going for that additional realism that you could see in real life. And finally, wrapping up this build. And this build probably could have more work done to it, and I'll probably do that off camera. But wrapping up this build, just putting in some more additional details, some more props, trees, fixing up the cement. And I think that would actually do it for this episode. It was quite short, this episode, only not even 15 minutes, I don't think. But I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. I do apologize if this episode was too short for you, but we'll have a longer episode soon. I'll leave you guys with some cinematic shots of the plaza that I've built so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.